What is the one sentence you keep repeating to yourself that quietly keeps you exhausted? Hold that line for a second. Notice how it sounds. Notice where it lives in your body.
Welcome to The Healing Pen, a podcast about the power of creative writing to help you process stress, reconnect with yourself, and write your way through burnout. I'm Corey Jenke, author, leadership coach, pharmacist, and someone who believes writing can be a path back to yourself. If you've been carrying too much, you're in the right place. Take a breath, grab a pen, and let's begin.
I want to tell you a short, honest story about a sentence I lived inside for years. For me, it was, if I don't do it all, everything will fall apart. That line was a background hum, an autopilot command that decided my hours, my sleep, my weekends. It showed up the same way before big presentations, before family events, and even on days when nothing felt urgent. I believed it so completely that saying no felt like betrayal, and resting felt impossible. One evening, after a week of low energy and a calendar that read like a to-do list of obligations, I wrote that sentence down and looked at it like a surgeon might look at a wound. It stopped being invisible. Naming it made it editable. That was the turning point, when a short sentence stopped being destiny.
Why does a short sentence have so much power? Because language shapes attention. Those repeatable lines, I should be better, I don't have time, I'm letting people down, act like grooves in a record player. We hear them so often they set the tempo of our days. They fuel shame, perfectionism, depletion. And until we name them, they remain invisible rules that run our lives.
Today, I want to teach you a simple, repeatable framework I call sentence surgery. It's 4 precise rewrites you can perform on the sentence that keeps you stuck. The goal is not to craft a perfect mantra. The goal is usefulness, to interrupt harsh self-talk, clarify what's actually true, and create wording that invites rest, boundary, or change.
The 4 rewrites are factual, curious, compassionate, and actionable. Each rewrite has a different purpose and tone. Together, they give you options, different ways to name the same situation so you can choose the version that helps you move forward. Rewrite 1. The factual sentence. Strip judgment. Describe what's actually happening, as if you were reporting for a calm observer. Example, instead of, if I don't do it all, everything will fall apart, a factual version is, my team handles projects. I currently have 5 high-priority items this week and 2 deadlines. Notice how factual wording removes moral weight and brings clarity. Rewrite 2. The curious sentence. Ask questions that open rather than close. Swap certainty for inquiry. Example, what would actually happen if I delayed this task by 1 day? Or, who else could take part of this work? Curiosity creates space and invites problem solving without shame. Rewrite 3. The compassionate sentence. Give your exhausted self a line that sounds like a kind coach, not a critic. Example, I'm running on low energy right now. I can ask for help, lower my expectations, and do what's essential. Compassion doesn't excuse avoidance. It steadies you so you can make clearer choices.
Rewrite 4. The actionable sentence. Turn insight into a small next step, specific, tiny, and doable. Example, today I will complete the priority that affects others most, and I will schedule 30 minutes tomorrow to delegate one remaining task. Actionable wording translates thought into behavior.
Before we begin the writing practice, a quick note. This exercise can surface strong feelings. If you feel overwhelmed at any point, pause, breathe, and set the page aside. Reach out to a trusted person or a professional if things land heavier than you expected. This is meant to be helpful, not harmful.
Okay, grab your pen and a sheet of paper. We'll work in short, time-boxed steps. Step 1. Write the sentence you repeat to yourself across the top of the page. Don't edit. Just write the exact words, the way you hear them. I'll count a gentle 90 seconds while you do that. Ready? Write the sentence now.
Good. Now, underneath, label 4 sections: factual, curious, compassionate, actionable. We'll move through each for about 90 to 120 seconds. Take the factual section first. Remove blame. Describe observable facts, numbers, and logistics. What's actually true? Set a timer and write for the next minute and a half. I'll wait.
If you're back, notice how the factual line feels. Often it's less charged. Now move to curious. Write 2 or 3 open questions about the situation. Questions that could lead to options. What might be possible if you shifted something? Give yourself 90 seconds.
Turn to compassionate. Write a sentence that speaks to you kindly and clearly. Imagine a good coach or a trusted friend saying what you need to hear. Keep it true and specific. Spend about a minute and a half creating that line.
Finally, the actionable line. Decide one small, concrete next step you can take in the next 24 hours. Make it tiny, something you can actually complete. Write it down as your actionable sentence. Again, about a minute and a half.
Now pause and read the 4 versions out loud or to yourself. Notice which sentence feels truest and which one brings relief or movement. There's no perfect answer. The exercise is about creating options so you aren't stuck on one harsh loop.
Pick one sentence to carry into the next hour. Sometimes that's factual, sometimes compassionate, sometimes actionable. Write it at the top of your page or set it as a phone reminder. Carrying one new line is more powerful than polishing all 4 forever. Choose usefulness over perfection. If the work raised strong emotions, take a moment to ground. 3 slow breaths, a short walk, or a call to someone who hears you. Remember the mitigations we talked about. This process can surface things. Be gentle with yourself.
Before we close, a quick example of how this can change a day. I once carried the factual, curious, compassionate, and actionable versions of that old line into a Monday morning. The actionable sentence, "I will delegate task X and block 1 hour for rest," became my anchor. That small sentence saved me from a week of creeping exhaustion. It didn't fix everything, but it bought me margin and a clearer next move.
You don't need perfect words. You need honest ones. If one sentence can change how you respond to a single day, imagine what repeated practice could do for a month or a year. If you want a better life, you have to write yourself a better story. If today's exercise landed for you, head to CoreyJonkey.com to download the sentence surgery worksheet. There's a printable page that guides you through the 4 rewrites and a short email series to support the next 30 days of practice. Subscribe, share the episode with someone who needs it, and leave a review if this helped you. That helps more people find a way back to themselves.
Thanks for spending this time with me on the Healing Pen. Remember, you don't have to have everything figured out to begin healing. Sometimes clarity comes after the writing, not before it. Take a breath, pick up the pen, and trust that even a few honest words can begin to change the story. I'll see you next time.